Hey guys, what's up? This is NC McKinney. So I thought I'd show you guys my Carbink Zygarde-Lycanroc deck list. I won't do a playthrough after this video. I'm just going to show the deck list. If you do want to see a playthrough of this deck, go to the Nova Circuit channel. I'll leave a link to that channel below. That's the channel I work under. I'm actually part of the Nova Circuit Pokemon team. You can actually see us do deck list playthroughs. I know we have our Mega Rayquaza versus Tapu Koko deck, and it's a pretty good deck video, battle video basically. It almost feels like a podcast if you actually watch it. But I'm just doing deck lists like I said, and I'll let you guys know and keep you posted on when the videos on Nova Circuit are going to be uploaded to the playthrough. I'm going to try to get them up before Friday this week. So, anyways, let's get this started. So, I start off with 3 Carbinks. If I run into the EX matchup, of course, the Safeguard, and it's a pretty decent card. Plus, I love using Carbinks against Mega Rayquaza. It's not as easy as it used to be because it used to be just full of EXs. Now it's not. Now there's the Raichu variant and all the other ones. But so 3 Carbinks. I also run 2 Carbink breaks. This is mainly for the energy, recycle. So if I have to discard energy, or if someone gets knocked out, I can just pull the fighting energies from the discard pile. Pretty basic on that. 2 of those. I run 2 Shaman EX. I don't run any Tapu Leles in this deck. It's not that Tapu Lele is a bad card, I just don't feel like it fits in this deck. I need draw support more than just pulling up a supporter. I think I do fine on drawing my supporters, so still keeping Shaman in there. But this deck doesn't run any Tapu Leles or any of that. But 2 Shaman, I'm pretty self-explanatory what that card does. I run 2 Zygarde-EX. Honestly, this is just a really good card in my opinion. It's just powerful and quick. And he helps me stand up against most GX Pokemon. He's powerful enough to hang with them. He is mainly the one I want to start off with in this deck, unless I'm running against like Mega Rayquaza or something. I'd rather have a Carbink, but Zygarde's my faithful in this deck. So run 2 of those. 2's pretty consistent for me. I don't need like 3 or 4 because then my bench gets too heavy, and most Pokemon around that time need a Land's Wrath just for me to get a knockout. So now I run 3 Rockruffs. Obviously you'll know what these are for. The 3 Rockruffs are for my 3 Lycanrocs, which I run the 2 Bloodthirsty Eye ones, and I run the one with the Crunch. This is for the Disrupt part of my deck, because this is actually mainly a Disrupt deck. I usually use these 2 just for the Lysander ability. At rare times do I ever have to actually use the Bloodthirsty Eye Lycanroc as an attacker. I mean, the GX attack is pretty cheap. I could use that. That can help me against, I guess, Mega Rayquaza, but mainly I use this Lycanroc-GX just for the Crunch attack. So now we're going on to supporters. I run 4 Sycamores. I think that's pretty standard in most decks. You need the draw support. Sometimes it's unfortunate you lose your hand, but 7 cards is pretty nice. So 4 of those. I run 2 ends. I opted out of 3. I just was like 2 is good enough for me. I almost ran a 3 line of Professor Sycamore and a 3 line of end, but I just went with a 4-2. I feel like 2 ends is pretty good. I usually don't like putting my opponent in a situation where they get a good hand after having a bad one. That's why I run more Sycamores than ends. But 2 ends, those are basically a staple in most decks. So part of the Disrupt, I do run 2 Delinquents. I think this card in general is awesome. I run it in most of my decks. I think it can be just so disruptive, especially those decks that run their hand pretty thin. So I'm like, oh, okay, make you handless. So 2 Delinquents. So now we're going to go to these are just one-ofs, so I don't run like 2 of these, but I run 1 team Skull Grunt. This is for the energy disrupt. This helps me limit my opponent on their energy, just make them discard as much energy as possible. That's basically my goal, is to control the energy in the game. I understand that they can bring it back with like Brock's Grid or Super Rod or Energy Recycle, but my goal is to make sure they don't have any energy, so I can basically have control of the whole match. I also run 1 Lysander. Now, I thought about running 2, but I think 1's fine. The deck can use 2. I mean, you could swap it out. You could take the Skull Grunt out. I mean, hammers kind of fit in for that. Or you could just, find something to replace it. But I run 1, and actually running 1's pretty consistent. On my previous deck list, you saw that I run 1 Lysander, and it wasn't too bad. I run 1 Hex Maniac, stop abilities, can disrupt the opponent on turn 1 sometimes, stops the Lele, stop the Shaman, all that stuff. So I run 1 team Flare Grunt. This is just for the energy disrupt. Like I said, I want to control the energy on the field. Now this one's blank. This is actually supposed to be Team Rocket's handiwork. You get those coin flips, you are milling their deck. So that's also part of the disrupt part of this deck. I really, really like the card. So just remember that that's a Team Rocket's handiwork. So now we're going on to trainers, or items, sorry. So this is pretty basic and self-explanatory. 4 Crushing Hammers, once again controlling the energy on the field. Get those coin flips, you can really disrupt your opponent. I run 1 Enhanced Hammer. I did run 2, but I think 1's fine. There's already enough energy disrupt in this deck, so just thought I'd run 1. I think 1's pretty good. I run 4 Ultra Balls. These are pretty self-explanatory. 4 Ultra Balls. Get what Pokemon you need to set up. For whatever you need to do in the matchup. I run 4 VS Seeker. This is pretty standard for most decks as well. So I run 3 Trainer's Mills. 3 Trainer's Mills help me get my items that I need, or the supporters that I need, to help me do my disruption. And then I also run 1 Super Rod and 1 Field Blower. Field Blower is more for the tool attachments, like get rid of the Chaos, band and all, or yeah, the Choice Band and all that. And then of course Super Rod. Everybody knows what Super Rod does. Helps me bring back Pokemon if I had to discard them or anything. So, all right. So I'm gonna go ahead and do all my tools at once. So I run 1 Choice Band. That's just to attach it to Zygarde or something, whatever. I don't really need to rely on tools in this deck. I think Zygarde punches hard enough, and Lycanroc can do the same. And then of course 2 Float Stones that helps attach to my Carbink after I retrieve the energy from a discard pile. So, and I think Float Stone 2, and you should have at least 2 in each deck. All right, so now we're gonna go into stadiums. I'll show all these at once as well. So I have 1 Parallel City, and these 2 are supposed to be Silent Labs. It's supposed to be 1 Parallel City and 2 Silent Labs. Silent Labs good to play on turn 1. You really can disrupt like the EV decks, the Evolution decks. You can also, Parallel City also helps with the Mega Ray matchup. Basically any matchup that requires a huge bench, this can mess it up. I don't have to really explain how great Parallel City is. But yeah, Silent Labs for basically, to shut out the opponent on turn 1, and later in the game it can also help. Alright, so basically the energy is pretty basic. I run 4 Strong Energy. This helps fighting type Pokemon do 20 more damage. I basically run these in most of my fighting decks. And then I also run just 4 basic fighting energies. 8 energies total is not bad for the deck. But this is the deck list. Tell me what you guys think. Leave a comment, like, subscribe, and I'll let you know when the videos are uploaded.